So we're here with Thriving Life. I'm Melanie.
I'm Cathy.
And we're going to talk about natural nutrition, freeze-dried food with feeling, and enjoying every day, and why that's the whole point of our channel. And maybe talk a little bit about our word of the year as well.
I am adding a lemon slice into mine. Smells so fresh.
We're going to work on our word of the year kind of goals planning activity. It's Twixtmas, which is that time between Christmas and New Year's. It's a good time to reflect, I usually find, on the year past and what we want for the year ahead. Just to set yourself up for success, we've blocked off a time that we can focus. Had breakfast, the dog has been fed, watered, let outside. We'll give him something to keep him occupied. Just really making sure that the morning routine is done, and now everything can be about focusing on this and giving it the time that it needs. Hello, editing Mel here to say, as you can probably see, the lighting in our Word of the Year footage was not that great, and we both forgot to mic up. We decided that in order to understand our Word of the Year selections and our channel overall, that you were really needing the vital context of understanding us living with chronic illness. That's a big part of why this is so important to us, and why we chose our words of the year and our channel, and why we get emotional about it, because it has very deep meaning to us. Hopefully by the end, our word of the year selections and the context of our life will start to make a lot more sense. If understanding the context of our lives and our channel doesn't interest you, no hard feelings, you feel free to skip this video, and you can return next week as we talk more about natural nutrition, freeze-dried food with feeling, and enjoying every day. So we're just making sure we're well hydrated here before we start. Everything's quiet. Teddy's got his popsicle there in the background. All right, ready to get into it? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the last time you told someone about it for the first time? No. Okay, why don't you go first?
No, people don't seem to understand because, just speaking for myself, I look healthy enough, so people don't understand the lack of energy, the lack of memory, the muscle pain, and all of that. And if you just start complaining every day, you just seem like a Debbie Downer and a complainer. So
right.
Try not to really say anything.
Because you don't look sick.
Right.
Yeah. Mine was also a no. I'm actually pretty sure I've never told anyone in so many words.
Your friends? No, probably not.
No, not really. I mean, I think they know I have a chronic illness, but don't know that I've ever told anyone out loud that I have fibromyalgia.
Right. I mean, my friends know, that I've known for 30 years. That, but don't really mention it much anymore to anyone new that we meet.
Well, we're off to a good start. We're emotional already. I mean, we both got emotional when we were working on our word of the year reflections too. But I think that means that's because we were on the right track. So let's go to you again first. Why is it difficult to tell others that you have fibromyalgia?
Because people don't seem to understand. It's a illness that's not visible on the outside, and unless they struggle with it themselves, I don't think they really get the full grasp of what we deal with every day.
Yeah. If you had to narrow it down to one, what would you think is the most challenging symptom of fibromyalgia? Pain.
My energy crisis. It's my own personal energy crisis. Yeah. Want me to go first?
Say more about that.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, there's a lot of things with fibromyalgia, the pain definitely being one of them, but I find that 24/7, my main issue is lack of energy. I have to manage my days hour by hour. If I vacuum in the morning, then I know I can't do anything in the afternoon. So it's always managing and always trying to have enough energy and keep up on drinking and eating and to help with that as well.
Yeah. And I wrote pain because I think what saps our energy all the time is pain. Like, it's exhausting being in pain every day. And being told that you'll be in pain every day for the rest of your life. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it was hard just to narrow it down to one, but anyway, we got different ones there. So, what 1 or 2 words sums up your experience of getting a diagnosis?
And just to say, we did not prepare our answers ahead of time in that knowing what each other are going to answer.
Nope.
Now what? I put short. Because I remember it was basically like a 20-minute appointment. It was like, here you go. Here's a pamphlet. You have fibromyalgia. Don't believe any scams that you might see because you're never going to be cured. There's no cure. You're never going to get better. And basically, don't stop doing things too much because then you'll get fat and unhappy and depressed. Here you go. And so, yeah, very short, very like
not very informative.
Which I guess it goes into your question.
Well, yeah, so
like, now what?
But mine, don't forget, was over 30 years ago, and they didn't know a lot about fibromyalgia then, right? So it was.
Well, and did it take you longer to get a diagnosis?
Oh yeah,
like you had to go to like a lot of doctors.
Yes. It took a few years until you got the right one, and they were able to tell within an hour or two. But so it was like you're not going to die from this, but you're going to have it for the rest of your life.
You're going to live with it.
So it was like, okay, so now what? And there was nothing. There was no pamphlets. There wasn't any information. There wasn't really the internet the way there is now.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone who had it. So it was like a good 5 years of trying to dig my way out of that hole and figure out what worked and didn't work and what was, energy saving things to do. And
but not really having a community or anything.
No.
No. Which actually made, like, other than the two of us, have you ever met anyone else who has it?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I probably wouldn't say that on a video to everyone because it's not our thing to share. But you could just say yes.
Edit that out?
Yes, I will edit that out. But so you can just say yes.
You asked the question.
Yeah, I framed it as a yes or no question. Do you know other people? Not who do you know? Okay, anyway. So you can just say yes.
Yes, now I know a couple of people that have it, but that would have only been in the last 10 years, not like 20 years before that. I did not know anyone who had it. It was tough to find out information. You had to do a lot of it, trial and error.
Yeah. That was some of the stuff that was in the pamphlet, by the way. I think was like, here's some links you can join some like community groups online, things like that. I guess you didn't have the opportunity to do.
Well, there was, like a support group, a fibromyalgia support group, and I did go once, and it was the most depressing thing I've ever been to. Everyone was just there talking about their, and I mean, it's great for some people. They needed the social aspect. They didn't have supportive husbands, so, they would go there to get the support they needed, but everyone was there complaining about their aches and pains and lack of memory and lack of focus and, all the pain they had every day and the no energy. And it was just, to me, it was very depressing and brought me down. It didn't lift me up. So good for some people, not for me.
Which I guess also goes back to the, why is it difficult to tell others? Because that's how they look at us, I think, if we bring it up or you try and explain what it's like, that they're looking at us going, well, you're such a downer, or, you just need to focus on the bright side. How many times have we heard that? It's like, you just need to be grateful and look at the positives, and that's all true, but it's also dismissive of what we're saying.
Right.
I'm going to take a little break now for the dog. What do you think is the most common misconception people have about it? What do you think people would want to know or need to know?
I don't think people care. I don't think other people care. I really don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, actually, that leads into our next part. Why do we care? because we're talking here, we're on here making a channel about food, natural nutrition, freeze-dried food with feeling, enjoying every day. So I think it might become obvious why we want to work hard on enjoying every day, given what we live with. But yes, let's go to that question then. So why do we care, or why should our viewers care about food and what we have to say about it? Okay, ready?
Yep.
Lifestyle transformation.
Food is energy.
Uh-huh.
So crappy food in, you're not going to get good energy, and energy is my big thing, so you have to have decent food to help with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going back to that, kind of the pamphlet and the you'll never be cured. The best way of managing it is lifestyle, and the best way that we've found, or kind of the foundation for us of a healthy lifestyle, is our food and our diet. We've written blogs now, and we'll write more on the blog, I'm sure, about the different times that food has transformed for us. Because you want to tell them about how we eat?
Yeah, so I mean, it goes back to energy for me, right? So some days, like, you just don't have the energy to spend a lot of time cooking, but you still have to have reasonably healthy food if you want to keep up your health and your energy, right? So
we have to make the healthy food, I think, as easy as the unhealthy food.
Right.
Or even easier is the goal, like easier than going to McDonald's, or easier than having a frozen meal.
Right.
We try to eat gluten-free. I did grain-free for a long time.
Dairy-free.
Yeah, we both try to eat dairy-free.
I mean, cow dairy, we're okay with dairy alternatives.
Other like goats and sheep and stuff, we're okay. I mean, everybody's different on that.
But yeah, you got to find out what works for you, right? It took us a while to figure out what works best for us.
Yeah.
And,
which I think we're still learning all the time, which is partly, I think, I hope we'll keep growing through this channel. And
most things for us, I mean, mother-daughter, so a lot of the things are the same for us. What bothers me eating pretty much also bothers Melanie. So
that's right. It's all her fault.
Yeah, of course.
But,
that's another whole segment.
That's a therapy segment session, not really, this is an uplifting session, by the way.
But that's why we ended up looking, when the freeze-dried was shown to us, it just made so much sense because it's so high in nutrition. It doesn't go bad. And you can cook things really quickly and still get the nutrition. Whereas if we're buying things from the grocery store, the nutrition isn't there to start with, but you have to spend a lot of time prepping that food, whereas this is really quick. So even on days when we don't feel like we have any energy, we can spend 10, 12 minutes putting a really healthy meal together.
Yeah, and they're usually simple ingredients, so don't have to worry about, whereas with processed food, you have a lot of hidden wheat, dairy, sugar, additives, dyes, preservatives, who knows what. So we try and keep it as clean as we can, and the simple ingredients really help us do that. So that's why we say natural nutrition, because there's not really like a pill you can take for fibromyalgia.
Right.
Unfortunately. Maybe, would you take a pill if you could?
If I could take a pill for
for your symptoms?
To have a lot less pain and have more energy?
Without side effects?
I was going to say without side effects.
If it was a magic pill without side effects, maybe. But yeah, so that's why we say we focus on natural nutrition, because we believe that food has been the best way for us to get that nutritional foundation. And that you already explained a bit about why we're into freeze-dried, and that's why I put freeze-dried food with feeling. I put that caveat because I think it's not just, about plain freeze-dried ingredients. It's about how freeze-dried food changes our life, and what you said, food is energy, food is fuel. So
right. And even if we were perfectly healthy, now that we know this food has so much nutrition, but who doesn't want to spend more time with their family? Who wants to spend hours making
defrosting
making mashed potatoes and when you can do it really quickly, and it's the food's got all the nutrition. I can take the energy I have, whether that's a lot or a little, and spend it on things that I really want. That's not to say I don't like cooking for my family, but that doesn't mean I have to spend every day, all day in the kitchen.
Right. So the days when you kind of don't have as much energy, like you don't know what you're going to get basically when you wake up every day. So when you wake up and you have a harder day or a day where you don't have as much time or energy, then this is there for you and can make it easier to still get a healthy meal for your family. So I think that really matters. And that's why we kind of say freeze-dried food with feeling, because how you feel about food and how you feel based on what you put in your body is really important.
Yep.
So I think that leads really nicely into our next question, which is, what is your word of the year?
Simplify.
Nourish.
I don't know if you can read that. Simplify, yes. So mine is simplifying everything in as much as I can.
So going back, I think, to the energy saving kind of question.
Yeah. So
what do you want to spend your limited energy on?
I want, simple foods may not sound right, but I want meals that I can make simply, not with putting too much effort or more effort than what I have.
I think that makes sense. Maybe by now you can tell, but certainly in the coming weeks, I think they'll be able to tell that we're not making 5-course meals or anything. We're not, we're feeding an average family. Right. We're doing the stuff that we like to eat on a daily basis.
Right. I want simple for that, but I also want simple, I want to get rid of a lot of the clutter around the house because I want it easier to be able to clean. I want to simplify some of the projects that I have to do. I want to get them kind of under control, and so I just want simplify as my word for everything, not just food.
And this is why one of our videos coming up is going to be a closet decluttering sort of simplification video, because this really leads into where we were talking about enjoying every day. So the reason that we named our channel Thriving Life and our business Thriving Life is because I think that's really our wish for ourselves. That's what we're trying to create. If it helps anyone else out there to, come along with us and kind of help them create a thriving life too, that's great. But I think this is just kind of about sharing our journey, and part of that is simplifying, part of that is getting rid of the things that don't serve us and that don't help us enjoy our life and live our best life, and hopefully bringing in more of the things that do. Which is why mine is nourish, because as we were talking about the food, more than just the food though, I think of it as feeding your body and soul. So again, that's really to me what a thriving life is. So I hope to not only start with meals and food that's going to be really nourishing, nutritious, clean, all those things that we've talked about, but also things that you enjoy.
All the aspects.
I mean, because eating nutritious food that you don't enjoy can be kind of a slog. So I still really want to enjoy my food. So making things that hopefully taste great to us and that we really enjoy eating and can do mindful eating, that's really important. And also coming up with the things that, like I said, really help feed your soul. So what kind of creative projects is that? How do we become financially free? How do we simplify and just, have a home that we love to be in and that we love to share with our family and friends and loved ones? And all of those things, I think, are going to come into our thriving life. So hopefully we'll put all of that on the blog and on the channel, but we're going to start with food because everybody that we know eats every single day of their lives. So we might as well make it enjoyable. We might as well make it easy. We might as well make it fun if we can. And
we're all about the good food that you can get that's freeze-dried, not necessarily one company get everything here. It's
right. So we really promote
freeze-dried food.
The ingredients that we like. It's kind of like a grocery store. It's not like there's one brand that does everything that you like. Some of them kind of specialize in different things. So that's why we're gonna.
So we're trying a lot of different things: the fruits, the vegetables, and
then we hope to show you recipes and bring to you the things that we find the best that we actually use in our kitchen every day, authentically for the way we like to eat, and hopefully that helps some of you out there too as well. Well, this has been a lot. probably more emotional and hard for us than for you out there. Hopefully it was a little bit fun for you. But if it wasn't to your taste, well then we hope you like the next one.